What's up, guys? James Miller here, coming at you with our playoff coverage of MLB playoffs. Coming from the exact last episode of where we left off of, literally saved it, didn't save the game. I exported my video file. Now I'm clicking save with you guys here, and then we will be on to the actual playoffs. So let me go ahead and get our playoff roster put together. That's right now the most important thing going forward. We are going to go with a 4-man rotation. I believe these are the 14 pitchers I am going to go with. I'm just going to double check to make sure that there's no one else I'd rather have. So let's look at playoff roster. I would like Marcelo Perez because he did do great. Cole Reagans, we're going to promote to Seattle, but we are not putting him on the roster. Chris Martin, I think we're going to go ahead and promote to Seattle as well. Let's look. Man, we really got bit by the injury bug, man. It's tough. All right. So let's go ahead and look at it. So I think Marcelo Perez is not quite up to snuff just yet. In 78 innings, pitched to a 105 ERA, but really, I'm gonna leave him off of the roster. Cole Reagans, terrible, just no question, he's not gonna be on the roster. Matt Brash, I honestly think I put Matt Brash on the roster over Nathan Lavender. Actually, no. I'm gonna leave Matt Brash off for now. Chris Martin is gonna be on the roster over Nathan Lavender though. So let's remove from playoff roster, and we're gonna add you to playoff roster. Looking at it though, man, him being hurt sucks. Cole Young, absolutely. Rafael Devers, absolutely. Um, in Tacoma, didn't do great. I mean, intercostal strain, that's just such a tough look. Brian Rincon might actually be an upgrade. I don't know. Ben Williamson was terrible, but he's just kind of filler at this point. Rich Hernandez, no. Zach Levinson, I think, is going to be our everyday left fielder. Yeah, that looks to be the roster. So pitching, we are going to do a 4-man rotation. It is going to be Zach Gallen, Brian Wu, Cade Horton, Bryce Miller. We are starting on Zach Gallen. He should be ready by next time. Chris Martin is going to go into a also setup role, and we are going to move all of these guys to 7th or later, just because all these righties are the back end of our bullpen. We have Keegan Akin, Connolly Early, and AJ Minter to be kind of lefty specialist-ish players. If we look at Keegan Akin, I mean, he's going to do good against lefties, but he also does good against righties. In fact, we are going to go ahead and just put you specialist. We're going to put you specialist. Connor Early will just kind of be... He's going to be a... extra starting pitcher kind of guy, same as Alek Manoah. These three guys are basically going to be long relief, 2 specialists, and then these are going to be the guys pitching the bulk of our innings. If we go up against a left-handed hitting team, it's going to be a difficult time for us. Looking at it as well on our lineups, Brian Rincon slotting in as our shortstop is such a tough look. So tough, in fact. Well, we're going to put Willie Abreu 2-hole, Cal Riley 3, Yordan Alvarez. And I mean, that's just going to have to be it. Ben Williamson struggling. Man, this is so tough. Ben Williamson, no, man, this, I'm going to be complaining about losing Carlos Correa a lot. Just because Carlos Correa just has that bit of pedigree, you know? But let's not cry over spilled milk. Let's enjoy the milk that we have. And the milk that we have is Yordan Alvarez, Cal Riley, Cole Young, Rafael Devers, Willie Abreu, Zach Levinson even came up and did a thing. Blaze Alexander came up and even did a thing. Alec Burleson might not make it to us next year. Tavian Josenberger, I want to look real quick at his fielding stats. In center field, he has a positive zone rating. He has a positive range rating. Yeah, no, he's going to be good. His arm's not up to snuff, but he is actually going to be super useful for us just because of how valuable his ratings are. So now, let's go ahead and jump into the playoffs. Let's see who we will be facing in the next round. And worst case scenario, we are going to be facing the juggernaut that is the Baltimore Orioles. Let's go ahead and take a team preview. First off, the AL East was absolutely stacked. Having 3 teams make the postseason is huge. We're going to have to jump on game 1 against Dean Kramer. Going to have to jump on game 2. Man, we are going to have ourselves a tough time. Framber Valdez is the only lefty, so we're not truly going to have to worry about it. This is a lefty-heavy team, though. Oh, no. We're going to struggle. So this is the best offense in baseball, and looks like the second best pitching in baseball that we are going to have to face. So thank God we have Zach Gallen going tomorrow, Brian Wu going the day after that, Cade Horton the day after that, and Bryce Miller the day after that. We have a comparable bullpen or comparable rotation to them, and we have a good defense to play behind them. They do hit a lot of homers. Jordan Westberg absolutely kills it from the top of the lineup. Adley Rutschman does well. Connor Henderson, Jackson Holiday, Vance Honeycutt, Cedric Mullins, like all of those guys having double-digit home runs. And if I went to the lineups right now, and I guarantee you if I went to home runs, they'd also have a bunch of non-starters with a bunch of home runs as well, too. Well, not too much. Nico Horner going to the dark side. Oh, man. But there ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's go ahead and look at game 1. By lineups, they have a huge edge over us. We are definitely top heavy as a lineup. I would say, looking at it side by side, Cole Young, I think, does take it. No. Jordan Westberg takes it over Cole Young. Willie Abreu, I think, does take it over Adley. Cal Riley and Gunnar Henderson, you want to talk about MVP A and MVP B? Like, this is a wash as far as I'm concerned. Yordan Alvarez versus Jackson Holiday. I'm going with Yordan on this one. Rafi versus Vance. You want to talk about Rafael has a bigger OPS by a large margin. Cedric Mullins versus Zach Levinson. I'm going to go with Zach. Alec Burleson versus Kobe Mayo. Yeah, that one's absolutely Kobe Mayo. Brian Rincon. I mean, it's Brian Rincon. Tavian Josenberger versus TJ Friedel. That's TJ. Comparison by positions, though. Cal Riley definitely edges over Kobe Mayo. Or Cal Riley, yes. Yordan Alvarez, yes. Cole Young, such close race there, though. Just doesn't have the home run pedigree that Jackson Holiday does. Jordan Westberg versus Rafael Devers. I honestly think I would give it, it's a wash. Brian Rincon, Gunnar Henderson, I mean, it's not even close. And then our outfield, I would actually say, is better than their outfield. And then Alex Burleson versus whatever. And then we have the starting pitcher. So let's do it. Let's jump in. Let's get it done. Come on, boys. And we risk. Already in trouble in the top of the first inning here. It looks like 2 walks here for Zach Gallen. Someone who uncharacteristically is walking players today. Let's see what he can do. That is going to be a liner into the gap. And just like that, Baltimore is up, I think, 2-0 on 1 hit. Yep. Oh, so tough. 1-2 count here for Vance Honeycutt. That's going to be a liner into right field. That is going to get down in front of Willier Abreu. Willier is going to throw that ball in. He is going to be held up at third. Cedric Mullins here on to bat. I wouldn't be surprised if Vance stole. Yep. Kyle Riley cannot throw that guy out. 1-2 count here to Cedric Mullins. That is going to be a strikeout. And after, 3-2 count here. That is a strikeout. Oh, that was huge. We needed to get out of the rest of that inning clean. Wasn't the best, but we did a decent enough job. After 30 pitches in the first inning, though, we need Zach to buckle down and get us through the rest of this game. Okay, that's fine. Yordan Alvarez is up. Nothing doing. Half inning, 3-1. Risk 2-on here for Willier Abreu. Let's see what Willier can do. 1-0-1 count. That is going to be a grounder through the right side. That is going to potentially score 1, or it might be bases loaded. Scores 1, and just like that, we cut a little bit into that lead. Kyle Riley up against Dean Kramer here. Let's see what Big Dumper can do. That is going to get away from the catcher. One of the best catchers in baseball lets it just skid past him. Crazy. 2-1 count here to Big Dumper. That is going to be a grounder to first base. That is going to be on to first for the out. But not before Seattle scores 1. Jeez. Zach Gallen is at 76 pitches through 3 innings. Dean Kramer is at 4. But Rafael Devers comes up and hits a solo dolo. We have cut the lead in half, and it is now 3-2. Zach Gallen at 93 pitches. He is done. We are going to bring in, it's switch left. We are going to bring in Keegan Akin and a Risp. Perfect. Dean Kramer and Risp. Cedric Mullins. We're going to go 1 at bat. There's going to be a liner into center field, but we have a Josenberger there. Now we are going to put Luis Velasquez in and Risp. Gave up a homer. Risp. All right, Yordan going up against Kyle Bradish. We're going to sit here and watch 1. Let's see if your daddy can hit a ball. He can hit a liner towards the third baseman. Hit sharply, but not sharp enough. Angel Zerpa. And we just risked. Dang it. Luis Velasquez, we're going to just risk. Of course, Jordan Westberg is able to get to second base. I'm going to do 1 more at bat for him. Grounder to second base. That is going to be out number 1 of the top of the 7th inning. That is not going to be nearly good enough. We are going to go to a left-hander in AJ Minter. And we're going to go at bat. 2-2 count here. That is going to be a liner into the gap. That is going to be caught, but deep enough to get the run home. And we will just rest. Do I have another shortstop? I do. we are going to let Blaze Alexander. How about it? Blaze Alexander, you're coming in. You're getting a pinch hit here in the 7th. Let's start it off here. 0-2 count. That is going to be a grounder up the middle to Gunnar Henderson. He is going to take care of business. And that's going to be out number 1. Carlos Estevez is in the game. We're just going to risk. Cole Young, 2-0 count. Oh, that is a strike. Willier Abreu, 2-2 count, 2 outs here. That is going to be a strike. Blaze Alexander can play shortstop, but we're just going to bring in Ben Williamson to go in and play short because he can do it at a little bit better clip. And wrist. And we are going to call in Jeff Hoffman. And he gives up a homer. We don't have a lefty on the bench. Let's see what Zach Levinson can do here. In his first playoff appearance, that is going to be a grounder to the 3rd baseman. That is going to be easy out for number 1. Alec Burleson here. Hasn't done much today. Let's see what he can do now. That is going to be a strikeout. And Ben Williamson here for his first at-bat. 3-2 count, 2 outs. That is going to be ball 4. So there is a little bit of life, but there's going to be a lot of things that have to go right. Tavian Josenberg is up to bat. 3-2 count again. That is going to be a grounder to the 3rd baseman. That is going to be all that she wrote for game 1. So ultimately a dominant performance by their team. Like, they just hit us. They hit us hard. They hit us early. They hit us late. Zach Gallen didn't do too hot. Jeff Hoffman didn't do too hot. Luis Velasquez didn't do too hot. Yeah, just not a good game from us. We have to bounce back today. And we're going up against their best pitcher. And arguably, we have our best pitcher pitching as well. And in fact, what I am going to do is I'm going to have Blaze Alexander pinch or DH play 3rd base. Rafael Devers is going to play 1st base. And Yordan Alvarez is going to DH. And I mean, that's all I can do. And I honestly think I'm going to start Ben Williamson over Brian Rincon. I mean, this is all I can do. And we risk. Half inning, we're fine. Risk. And risk. Half inning, give up 2. All right, we have to start. Risk. There we go. Ben Williamson up against Luis Sanchez with 2 on here. Looks like 2 walks in the inning. We're actually going to go ahead and take the pitch. We are going to take another pitch. If we had a better batter up behind us, I would bunt. We are going to hit and run. Got to try something here. That is a line drive into right field. That is going to get... Ow! Oh! If that lands, that's 2 runs. Oh, my goodness. That is going to get away from the all-star catcher. And just like that, a pop-up here can take care of business. 2-2 count. That is going to be a liner into left field. That is going to hang up and get down. That is going to score 1. And that is all that she wrote. They had to make sure that the ball went down. Almost got caught. But just like that, 1 hit, 1 run. Sorry you can hear my dogs in the background. They get excited when I get excited. And that's why they're called good dogs. Now if you can hear that in the background, that's the cat. And we don't like him here. I'm just messing around. All right, we are We're going to do it. Foul ball right side, but we're going to run and hit. We're going to try and steal second base. That is going to be thrown out in a heartbeat. Wow. That's bad. 1-2 count. That is going to be a strikeout. That's upsetting. All right, Woo. Let's go. And a home run. Cole Young. Come on, Young. 3-2 count here for Cole Young. That is going to be a grounder to Jackson Holiday, and we are going to go ahead and look at the dugout because that's where he's headed back to. We're going to just risp. And risp. And risp. And risp. And I have a feeling that this is going to be a very short playoff run for us. We are going to call upon Alek Manoah to just give up more homers. Now we're going to switch to early, I guess. I mean, 1 out, 2 on here for Willie Abreu. Let's see if he can do anything versus Jason Adam. And that is going to be a strikeout. Brutal 4 strikeouts today for Willie Abreu. Big dumper. Gets dumped. I mean, Yordan, you can cut into this deficit right now. Looks like it's going to be a walk, but I don't know. I mean, 4 hits versus 11 hits is just absolutely deplorable. Rafael Devers needs to come up big. 0-2 count. He's just going to swing through it. I mean, come on. We have one of the best lineups in baseball, and we are anemic for 2 straight games. Pitcher's getting fatigued. I don't care. 3-2 count. That is a grounder to second base. It's going to be thrown on to second for the out. And you know what? Yeah, we will put in Luis Velasquez as our last. All right. We are going to call upon Alec Burleson to hit for 1-0 count. Come on, Alec. That is a pop-up into foul territory, and that is a go sit back down, Alec. You're done. Blaze Alexander, and that is the ball game. Just, we were never in it. We were never in that game. Ugh. If we have our shortstop and we have our center fielder, this is a completely different series, but we are legitimately riding on fumes here. So Grayson Rodriguez is up. I mean, we just send it. And I'm just going to go ahead and to the 4th inning. We're losing 1-2. Shocker. We at least got a hit. And Cedric Mullins hits a homer. Someone did something. Zach Levinson hit a homer. Alex, but that's it. Cade Horton's at 80. We're going to just risp. Perfect. Grayson Rodriguez. We're going to go batter by batter here for a second, see if we can get anything going. That is going to be a pop-up. That is going to be out. And just like that, I think our season is done. Unless if Willie Abreu or someone else steps up, we are done. And it looks like everyone just wants to stay seated. Cal Riley is up to the plate. Angel Zerpa is pitching. That is going to be a long fly ball into left field. You heard me get excited for 2 seconds, but... All right. So since this is our do or die game, we are going to Jeff Hoffman. Risp. Risp. All right, Rafael Devers did something. Zach Levinson, 3-2 count. Can he do anything? That is going to be a grounder to third. It seems like everyone's hitting ground balls to third, even though we're one of the biggest home run hitting teams in baseball. Alec Burleson. We are going to call upon no one. Jose Trevino. Why not? Let's see it. That is a grounder to third. Shocker. Another grounder to third. You can hear me getting salty. I'm sorry. I'm just getting frustrated with this. Jeff Hoffman hurt? Yep. Shocker. Let's go to Jeremiah Estrada here. Go to the bottom of the seventh. All right. Our pitchers have kept us in this game. It's Kyle Bradish, boys. O2 count, Brian Rincon. I mean, again, if this is anyone other than, if we have Julio Rodriguez and Carlos Correa, that is two big hitters that we have gone from big hitter to anemic. Cole Young, please just hit it out of here. And let's just go ahead and throw Mason Miller in. All right, Willie Abreu. Strikeout. Cal Riley. Strikeout. And Yordan Alvarez, 3-0 count. Somehow is going to strike out. Has a walk on 3 strikes. Awesome. Rafael Devers. Can you do anything with that? Oh, the ball's going to be put into play, and it is going to be hit deep to right field. And just like that. Wait. Oh, it looked like it was a homer. I got so excited. Oh. Zach Levinson, the season on the line. 1-0 count. Let's see if he can do anything. That is going to be a fly ball into left field. And just like that, the Seattle Mariners, second best team in baseball, get beat by the Baltimore Orioles, the third best team in baseball. Not the ending that I wanted, but it's the ending that we got. I'm sorry that this didn't happen out to be the best save of this game. But good thing about baseball is we do have another season, and we do have a team that should be in the running to go back to back to back to back for the rest of pretty much as long as I'm the manager. So hopefully we're brought back to be the manager next year. Our contract is up. And if it is, hey, we'll be back again. Regardless, next episode will be... And I thought it'd be unfair for you guys to leave without knowing who ended up winning the World Series. So looking at it, Cleveland ended up losing to Baltimore. Cincinnati fought off the best team in baseball, Dodgers, to go back and win the World Series. All we had to do was stay out of their way. Baltimore is not going to be back anytime soon. They have a bunch of stuff happening on their end. But yeah, Cincinnati went and did the thing. So last year's World Series runner-up gets the job done this year. I fully expect to see them again next year, but hopefully we'll be able to turn it around and get it in next year. So come and follow. Let me see, or you'll see our season ending Roundup next episode. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.